Hello you guys, and welcome back to the channel. Today I have a very fun video. We're going to be doing a comparison between the Hourglass Vanish Airbrush Primer and the Danessa Myricks Yummy Skin in Universal, which is their blurring balm. And if you are oily, this video is 100% for you. Oily, combo, whatever, or in general just struggle in the summertime with your oil production and are looking for a really good primer. I have been also looking for a very good primer, and I haven't really found one that has been a holy grail yet, but these both are kind of newer on the market, and a lot of people are talking about how great they are for oily skin and just kind of keeping your oils at bay in the summertime, especially when you're wearing makeup most of all. But today we're going to put both of these to the test. We're going to do a comparison video, half of the face, and then we're going to talk about the texture of these, how they apply, what I prefer, price tag a little bit, how much product you're getting, and then we're also going to do a wear test so you can actually see what my skin looks like on either side at the end of the day. So stay tuned to get all the details and see which one maybe is for you if you're interested in either of these and have been debating spending your hard-earned money on them. Before you do, finish watching this video and see which one you should go with. I just want to say thank you so much for tuning in. You guys have been amazing, and I just appreciate your support so much. If you are enjoying the content, if you're enjoying my videos, please consider giving this video a like. Please consider subscribing, doing all those wonderful things. It just really helps my channel out. And with that, let's go ahead and get into this video. So the Hourglass Vanish Airbrush Primer, this is actually $74 Canadian. It does also come in a mini size, and what specifically they kind of mention about this is that it's a natural finish, it's good for pores, it's best for dry, combo, and normal skin. It's a translucent skin perfecting primer that smooths, absorbs shine, and adds a visibly blurred airbrush finish while extending makeup wear. And it's free of parabens, phthalates, sulfates, SLS, LES, and also vegan and cruelty free. So that's really cool. It's formulated with innovative spherical powders. This multi-purpose primer visibly blurs imperfection, minimizes pores and fine lines, and absorbs excess oil for a near instant skin perfecting finish. The weightless translucent gel formula enhances the application, look, and wear of makeup. Okay, now the Danessa Myricks Yummy Skin price point is $48 Canadian. This is light coverage cream formula, vegan and good for pores, matte finish, an award-winning texture reducing, coverage boosting, blurring balm that balances oil throughout the day while maintaining hydration. Coverage is light, finish is matte, formulation is cream. Upsilate supports and absorbs excess sebum and sweat while maintaining skin's hydration. Olive-derived squalane known to support oil production and diminish visible signs of aging. Hyaluronic acid promotes skin hydration. It's free of parabens, formaldehyde, phthalates, mineral oil. Like it's free from a lot. There's actually a really long list. It's also cruelty free, and it's recyclable packaging, gluten free as well. Yeah, it's supposed to basically go on like a balm, which is that more balmy consistency, but it dries down to like a powder finish, which is supposed to give you a long lasting shine free look. Okay, so I am totally barefaced right now. Well, let's start with the Vanish, and we're gonna do this on the right side. Packaging first and foremost. This packaging is gorgeous. I love this packaging. The bottle itself is glass. It is frosted, so it feels really nice and luxurious. I love the fact that the cap is like this nice metal kind of material. Like it's not metal, it's plastic, but it looks like it's metal. And overall, it comes with a pump. Amazing, mess-free. Application-wise, all you're doing is literally pumping it out. So when we're pumping it out, it comes out like a white color, and the actual texture is a really nice kind of almost moisturizing feel. So that part I also like. And I know a lot of people, they only get oily in some areas. I usually in the summertime will get kind of oily everywhere. This has a really nice smooth consistency to it, and it definitely makes your skin just feel really nice. Like it doesn't make it feel like you're putting like a silicone-y product on your face. It feels like you're putting a nice moisturizer that then kind of like mattes down, and then your skin really just feels super feather smooth, very like lightweight. It's very easy to blend out on the skin to really make sure you get it in all those pores, all the areas that kind of would make you feel a little bit more concerned. So I love that about it. I love how clean it is, mess free it is, and how easy the application is, and just an enjoyable the application is. If you're somebody with oily skin, this is an enjoyable application, just because, like I said, it kind of dries down to more of like a not matte finish, but more of a matte finish with just a really smooth like satin feel to the skin. Now let's talk about the Danessa product. So the Danessa does come with a little spoon. I personally don't necessarily use the spoon that much, and then it's literally a huge tub. It's a big tub of product. Now when I'm comparing how much product you get here versus how much product you get here, let me just let you know quickly. So you get 30 mils, 1 fluid ounce, and here you get 18 grams, 0.63 ounces. So technically you get more with this product than you do with this product, even though this looks bigger just when you're looking at it in the pan. This does spread really, really well. It's very spreadable, so you can take the tiniest little bit, and then I just usually put a little bit on my forehead, a little bit here, probably a little bit on the chin area. This is a product that's very spreadable, and when you initially just touch the product, it immediately almost has this like oily, buttery consistency, so it really throws you off the minute you touch the product. Now when I'm applying it into my skin, it also kind of has a very like smooth, very blendable kind of factor to it, but it still has more of that like wet, like not oily, but almost slightly oily feeling to it. Very similar for both. I think one thing that's interesting about this product is they do have a lot of different ways that they recommend kind of applying it. So I've seen a lot of people kind of push and glide. I've seen people kind of pat. So I do basically like a push and glide situation, and then I also pat just to kind of make sure I really get it into all the pores. I really kind of blend it well. I've also seen people use this with a brush. I've tried it with the brush, but I found that it was hard to kind of really control how much product I was using, and it ended up making my face just feel a little too greasy, to be honest with you, because like I said, this is more of like a wet product. It feels not like what you would expect. And I'm going to take a little bit extra and put it right here underneath the eyes, because I do really appreciate the way this smooths out my under eyes. I don't necessarily notice quite the same effect with this product. This is still nice, but it doesn't quite smooth out my under eyes in that same way. I don't know maybe why, but I'll take a tiny bit though of this as well, and I'll put it also just right underneath the eye area, just to make sure that this also is smooth and to also give it the same amount of opportunity, basically. I feel like both would actually last you a pretty long time just based on the formula. What is cool about the Danessa Myricks is specifically what they're calling out that it's helping with the oil production is the oxalate ingredient in here that's supposed to balance your oil production and kind of keep it at bay. That's why this has been working so well for a lot of oily people, and for me as well. That's kind of what is the most interesting thing about this, is that it feels weird on the skin. I don't love the feeling of the application. I don't love the actual pot packaging. I don't necessarily, but at the same time it is convenient. It's very, very thin, so it's great for traveling. It locks up really well. This isn't gonna come undone and go all over the place. That's not gonna happen. I don't know, because it's a solid, I don't know if it would melt at all if you were in really hot conditions and you had this out for some reason. That being said, the application and the feeling of the product, I definitely prefer the Hourglass Vanish. The feeling and the application of this is just significantly nicer. It's a more luxurious, gorgeous like experience, and the packaging also just feels really nice. That being said, I don't mind this packaging either when I'm comparing how I feel on either side of the face. Now that this has also had a little bit of a chance to kind of sit on the skin, at this point it doesn't really feel oily anymore at all. It kind of just feels very similar at this point. This side is just maybe a little bit more kind of dried down because it had a little more time to dry down. This side is just a little less, but at the same time they both feel very, very smooth, and my skin just feels satin-like. That's the best way to describe it. Everywhere I'm feeling, my skin just feels very satiny. So that's kind of what's going to give you that smooth application, and also, you know, the whatever ingredients they have are going to help supposedly with oil production. So now that we're done with this, let's go ahead. I'm gonna just quickly get my makeup done, and then I'll be back to show you guys the finished application to see if there's any difference in the way everything has applied onto my skin. And then at the end of the video, I will also be doing a wear test, and we'll see kind of what held up, what looks the best, and hopefully that'll help you guys make that educated decision between these two products if you're interested in either of them. Okay, we got makeup on. I feel so much more alive and awake. So overall, application wise, I literally didn't see any difference when applying the products onto my face. I didn't see any difference with application or with how things were looking just based on the primers. But let me give you guys a little bit more of a close-up, and you can let me know what you think. So this side here, this is Hourglass, and then this side is the Danessa Myricks. And then we will check back in, and I will show you guys what my skin looks like, how my oil production is after at that point. I did a very natural look today. If you want to see exactly how I did this makeup look, I will link the video. It is just my recent get ready that I posted, which is just like my no foundation, clean girl kind of look. Hello, so we are back. It is 12 a.m. at this point. I put all of this on at around 3:30 p.m. so it's been a very long time, and I'm definitely very tired, but I am surprised to see that there is still blush on my face, which by this point I thought for sure that very balmy blush would have already totally like disappeared. So it's good to see that it's actually still there. We still have concealer, obviously not looking quite as great, but still looking pretty decent. The pores are looking, there's definitely a little bit of shine at this point because it's been so long, but if you can notice straight away once I moved this way, you can clearly see that actually this side looks just almost slightly more oily. So this is actually the more expensive Hourglass side. I initially already noticed that my under eyes were a lot more blurred and just looked a lot more smooth compared to this side, but also it just looks like this held on to the makeup a little bit better. I feel like it's just a little bit brighter. Okay, and looking at the more oily zone, which is really my forehead, let's see what we think. So here is one side. I really didn't powder or touch up. Here's the other side. Overall though, I don't know if I really see much of a difference in how oily my skin is or how much makeup is necessarily left over. I feel like I look pretty much the same overall. Maybe there's slightly less blush here, but that could be just because of wear and tear and doing different things. But yeah, overall I'm still happy that my skin isn't super oily. By now it would have been way worse than this. It would have easily been coming off. So I'm happy to see that my skin actually isn't as oily as I expected it to. And we are back. I want to sum everything up and give you guys a final verdict now that you also got to see the wear test and that I had a little bit more time to play around with these and actually keep testing them. So I've now been testing both of them for about a month, and I did want to give you guys that amount of time so I could play around with it and try it with different looks, see which one I like more, which one I gravitate towards more. And if you made it to the end, just shout out to you. Leave me a comment below, let me know, and let me know if you guys want any other comparisons, either comparing either of this against any other primers or just other primer comparisons altogether. You guys know I love doing that, especially if it's like you have the same skin type as me and you're looking for a matte primer and you're interested in something. I would definitely love to compare it for you. So between the two, I 100% found myself gravitating towards this one. And this is the more expensive Hourglass Vanish Airbrush Primer. it's just, for me, it's not even about the result, it's just about the feel and the ease of application and of use. So this one just is easier. Honestly, that's really truly it. It's pretty to look at, it's nice to feel. The experience is just really nice. Like when you feel it, it's this nice frosted glass. It has a heavy packaging. It just all around feels good. And the pump is really nice. You could just directly pump it. It's really nice, like application wise, it feels great on the skin. And in general, I just kept finding myself reaching for this one. Now that being said, if I run out of this, would I go and repurchase it? Because I feel like that's the other question that's always very important. And the answer is no. I would not spend another almost $80 for this product because it just isn't worth it for a primer. I would easily go and say I would just grab this one from Danessa Myricks again, just because I think it makes more sense for the price point. You get a huge amount of product in here when you need very little, and even though it's not as fancy and as wonderful of an application as I would like, and even though I reached for this one more, I definitely wouldn't spend that amount of money. Now that being said, if you have the money to just shell out and you want to treat yourself and you want to have something a little bit more bougie, go ahead and try this out. It's a beautiful product. I think you will honestly love it, and especially if you have oily skin, pores, anything like that, it will do both things, and it will help with pores and with oil. And same with the Danessa Myricks. That was my all in all kind of conclusion, giving you guys an update and a full review on both of these primers. So I hope you guys enjoyed, and yeah, let me know in the comments what you thought, if you would try any of these, if you have tried them and if you like them, or if you have any primer recommendations of your own. All right, have a wonderful day, everybody, a wonderful weekend, and I will see you guys in the next one. Bye now.